All right, guys, welcome back. It is Brendo and Ken. You know us, we know you. And guys, we have a really, really special guest with us today. It's AJ Angoluan. I hope I said that right. I'm not too sure. But look, AJ is from the Philippines. He's doing some amazing work with entrepreneurs and business owners all over the world. But before I do the intro, in fact, I'm not going to do the intro. I'm going to let AJ to do the intro. But before I do that,
Ah,
kamusta ka?
mabuti. Mabuti.
We should
All right,
probably
all right. I
explain to
mean,
people,
good.
Ken,
So,
that you're half Filipino.
yes, I'm half Filipino. So
Yeah.
mum's from the Philippines. She's from a very different island to AJ, from Cebu, which is south,
Yeah.
far south from Isabela.
Awesome. So AJ, so you're
Yeah,
joining us from
but AJ,
Philippines at the moment. So first of all, just to let people know a little bit about who you are before we go on this journey, give us a little bit of a background about what you do, your business, Rockstar Creative, the Rockstar Funnel Builders, and a little bit about that side of things.
Yeah, sure. So we started the Rockstar Funnel Builders like 2017. I started it myself, and now as we grow, we are now over 80 plus in the team. They're working on the first floor of this building, and we're still growing, scaling every day, hustling every day. So super happy, super pumped. Everyone is super pumped.
amazing, amazing. So how did you start the business, AJ? Give us a little bit of a background there, and
Okay,
why did you start it?
so I started a business because um, I started as a VA actually. So this thing on the ClickFunnels thing, funnel thing. So when the time I am working with someone and I build his funnels, I build everything on the integration part, all the parts of the funnels. Then man, I think I can do this. I can build an agency. Then that's the time I hired my brother. Okay, if I can do money with my brother, then I hired another brother. Okay, what I need to do? Get a lot of clients, get with these influencers, build their funnels. Then that's the time. Actually, we build our company organically first because we don't have enough money for the marketing. So what we did is we went to these entrepreneurs and they recommend their friends, their partners, and I didn't feel that okay, we have a lot hundreds of clients now, what should we do? What's happening? That's the time we started hiring. That's the time we started hiring.
AJ, you remind me so much of my tito, back home. My tito in Pinoy is uncle, but
I was
everybody's a
gonna say,
tito
when
over
you said you started to get so many
there.
clients and you were hiring your brother and then you hired another brother and you get more clients, you didn't know what to do. I thought you were gonna say you just need like a bigger family.
No, it's just my one only brother, and that's the time we started. Okay, we need a someone who is really good at graphics because that's what our problem is. We don't know. We don't have enough knowledge on graphics, so that's the time. Which is our production director now. So his name is Tawson. So he now handles almost 60 plus designers on the team, and of course he doesn't know anything yet when he comes in our company. We all know that Philippines is I think 10 years backwards when it comes to technology, but luckily, thank you, we have this internet thing. We now have access to everything, and that gives opportunity wherever you are in the world, so it's a great thing.
Yeah, that's so cool, and you definitely know as a VA as well. But obviously, we talk about like the family side of things, the dad side of things over here, and helping young entrepreneurs or ambitious dads who are new to this journey of fatherhood be able to navigate it. So to get a little bit about your background, as a dad, so you've got kids at the moment. So how old are your kids?
My eldest is 5 years old. The other one is 4 years old. Actually, here's the thing. I want to share the story behind my daughter. So, my daughter, I think that was 2 weeks before my wife gave birth to my daughter, and my wife gave birth to the daughter, and she mentioned to me. That's the time I'm just starting the business. She mentioned to me, like, Dad, he called me Dad. Dad, do we have money for the hospital bills for the? Don't worry, we have money. I have a client. I told her, don't worry, everything is settled up. But in reality, I don't still have the client. I'm still doing the prospecting, etc. It's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks, man. So what will happen there is okay. I'm going. Actually, my office at that time is the back of our house. So I tell to myself, okay, I gotta do this. I need to get someone who will trust me. Then luckily, someone trusted me 3 days before my wife gave birth to our daughter, and I remember
Wow.
that was $500. So the $500, our bill is almost like 23,000 in Philippine money. That is around like 400 or 450. Man, it's
Yep.
enough for me to get my wife in the hospital, pay the bills. How did you do it? My wife told me. I told you. I already have. I told you. I told to her. That's what happened.
That's so good. So that was your daughter. So your daughter's the oldest, the
Yeah.
5-year-old.
5 years
Okay.
old, and the other one is 4 years old. A boy.
Okay, so very, very close together. So for me, this is like really freaky. Now Ken and I have gone through, different journeys with this. I sold a business just before I had a baby, so I think that every dad will experience like a provider instinct to kick in,
Yeah.
and it sounds like you were kind of like. A lot of pressure, like almost like the gun to the head moment they say, like where you had to provide. So can I drill into that just from an internal standpoint for a bit? Like that would have been a lot of pressure. How did you deal with that? Like how were you processing that internally whilst you're trying to go get this client so your wife can go to hospital?
Yeah. Before I started the business, I see. I had some research first. Like, okay, why are these people making money on the internet? How they are making money? So I think the number one thing that I see information, that the most valuable thing that I've learned for my 4 years in business is the mind setting. It's all in the mind. Like if you let that down, for me you already lose. But if you have that fighting spirit and you know what to do, then your mind is powerful to break those challenges. I think that's enough for you to get what you want. So that's the thing. I created, okay, as a startup entrepreneur, it's really hard to believe that your mind can help you do everything. The challenges, it's really hard because, man,
AJ, we're back in, dude.
can you hear me now?
No, man, that's all
I'm
cool.
really
You were
sorry,
like just
guys.
about to go
Can
really deep in talking about mindset, and then we got cut off, and we're both just like, nah. But that's okay. We'll try and re-pick up from where we were, and we'll just edit it from now. But yeah, you were talking about mindset and why it's so important. So where you got cut off, try and let it run from where you were.
Yeah, sure,
You're
sure.
good. You're good to go. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
it's
You're
good.
good.
Is it okay
Yeah.
now? All right, awesome. All right, okay. So the value that I've learned for the past 4 years is about the mindset. Like just like what I mentioned earlier, like um, as a beginner, as a startup entrepreneur, it's really hard for you to believe that the secret or the thing that you should do is to fix your mindset, for you to fix your life, for you to fix your business. It's hard to believe that because, man, is that correct? Like, man, I need customers, I need clients, I need to make money. That's the thing. That's what we need, not the mind setting. What are you talking about, AJ? And like that. So that's what I've learned, and that's what I've implemented to my life. Not only in business but only with the family. So it really works well. Once you can control the mind setting, the right mind setting, then you're good to go. You can
Cool.
get through whatever challenge you have.
AJ, let's talk about that for a sec, if you don't mind me. Like, so I know when different people go through different mindset journeys. Sometimes you can
Yeah.
leave the other person behind. So, what was it like with your family? How did you were focusing on your mindset. What about your partner? What about your wife?
Actually, in the first few months doing that, my wife don't understand what I'm doing. Sometimes, okay, what are you doing, Dad? What are you doing? Like, okay, you are doing something that I don't understand. You're watching these things, you're listening these things, maybe, and you, because we had a lot of failures on the internet, so I cannot blame her. We what do you call that? Some of the past businesses that I have is these guys, what do you call that?
Okay.
They run away our money. So they run away the money, and that's why my wife don't literally trust the internet. They don't literally trust the internet. So that's why when she gave birth, okay, this money is came from internet. This money is came from what I've been working for the past few months, past few weeks. I told her. So she was shocked. What is that? How did you do it? Kind of like that. So yeah, going back to the mindset. At first time, they cannot understand, but time by time I explained to my wife how am I doing it, and also how it can affect her, how she can do it also.
That's
So
so
right
good.
now we're
That's
doing it
actually,
the same.
man, Ken, that was
Amazing.
a really, really good question. Hey, I'm really glad that you were able to really pin that one out. Now, I've got a question. So you've had your daughter.
Yeah.
You got that $500 just before she's born. You've had your daughter. She's at home. Your wife's at home. Now, what do you do?
Yeah.
So you got the $500 3 days
Now
before.
what?
Now your daughter's born. So you visualize, you've manifested the $500 come, but then what happened from there? Because you bring her home and you've still got to provide, and you're still getting this business up and running. So with a brand new infant baby, what was the process like from there?
That's actually that where started the fire blows
Yeah.
up in my heart, in my mind. Is that day that started everything. I imagined everything. Okay, okay, it's possible. It's possible. What should I do next? Okay, so that time, I don't have an office. Just like what I mentioned earlier, I'm working at the back of our house. So I don't even have a light bulb because in order for me to work with US or UK people, I need to work
Mm.
opposite nighttime. So what I did is I don't have employee, so I need to do it everything. I need to do everything: the prospecting, creating relationships, managing everything, be an accountant, be a project manager, be the CEO, everything. I literally sleep like 4 hours every day
Yeah,
only.
wow.
4 hours every day. 4 hours every day.
So thinking back to those times, AJ, and now looking at where you are now, you've obviously accomplished so much, and you must be so proud of yourself. Your wife must be over the moon. Your friends must be a little bit jealous, but so proud as well. And your family.
Or
I
employed,
mean,
or employed.
I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I can imagine, you would give back a lot, and I've seen some of the stuff that you do for your community and your friends and your family. So I mean, I know this is a little bit off topic, but I think it's really, really important that with your success has come your ability to give. So talk to us about your the things that you do for your community.
In our community, my school when I was in elementary is near in our house. So what I did is when we started making money, I started to donate all the stuff that they need there because it's public school. They don't have enough computers. They don't have enough printers. Those things we provided them, and the kids we always do a feeding program for them. And to our barangay, the place we call it barangay here. So the barangay we always help with the people who always clean the streets. So I mean, it's there is always, I believe in karma. I believe in good karma. If what you do in your life to every day, it always comes back to you double, triple, kind of like that. So as long as we have something that we can give, I'm always looking for something that
So
we can
your
help.
business is scaling out then,
So
and
yeah.
reeling back into your business. So you've got growth, you've got the mindset. You're doing 16-hour days, you're sleeping 4 hours. So going back now to manage how you are managing family life with work life, obviously you're putting so much in at this early stage. So from a time management perspective, because obviously you want to be a great entrepreneur, you want to provide, you want to be a great CEO, you want to be a great husband, and you want to be a great dad. So how do you lay out your day to be able to do this and be able to tick off all of those buckets?
To be honest, when you start the business, you have to choose one only. That's the price. That's the sacrifice. You have to willing to pay the price. I mean, yes, I will be honest with you. Like after my wife gave birth to our daughter, I focus on the business because I know that if I can do this right, everything, like for example right now I am working like 1 hour a day to my business. So now I have like 23 hours for my family. So that's it. I already paid the price before. That is 1 year. 1 year hustling, 1 year doing, 1 year working 90% of my time to the business. But since last I guess since 2 years, since 2 years from now, I am doing like 2 to 3 hours, 2 hours a day in office, and I'm going home, playing with the kids, going somewhere, checking them in to different places. It's not worth it. It's very worth it. So you have to really to pay the price. I mean, that's the reality. If you're starting, I'm with Gary V actually. I'm with Gary V. Patience. You need patience, but I'm also with other guys that there's no room for patience when you are starting. I mean, you have to give everything you can. You have to give everything. Some people might what do you call that, misunderstood the word patience. That's why, oh okay, I still have tomorrow, oh okay, I still have tonight. That's what's killing them. So it depends on how you understand the word patience. It's not that simple. It might kill you.
That's really
So
cool,
be
man. That's
careful.
so strong. That was
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cool.
So yeah, and look, I mean, I suppose Brendo and I, we've had similar journeys in relation to that as well. And we've actually had a battle in terms of we both. I know I have personally. I know Brendo and I. We spoke about this. It's sometimes we feel guilty, putting in the extra hours. It's late over here. We're in the same time zone, all three of us. But Nate, he now goes to bed at 7:30. But I wanted to get on the laptop early. I wanted to, check out a few things. I needed to do a little bit of work. And then I'm having this podcast, so I didn't get to say good night to my son. I'll go into his bedroom tonight and say good night, but he's asleep. That's my sacrifice. And sometimes I've had this personal battle. It's like, should I spend more time with my son or more time trying to make a legacy, more time trying to build my business, more time trying to build the wealth for my family? And it's so amazing that you've shared that with me, because now I'm like, awesome. I know exactly what I need to do. I need to be prepared to sacrifice so that in the future I can have what you have, and that's work 1 hour, 2 hour a day, and do all the amazing things.
Man, this is like,
Yep, yep.
sorry.
Do you feel
Well, sorry, what was that?
Brendo?
Yeah,
Do you
I
feel
think
something
like
similar
the
there?
transition, because you have this provider instinct, but then you want to be there. You want to be there all the time as well, and it's definitely a battle. So I spent a lot of my life working from home, and I had the flexibility to work hard, but probably more so like you, AJ, where I could limit my hours down. And I live near the beach, so if I wanted to go to the beach, if I wanted to go to the gym, I could do all these things and then work from home. Now I'm in a situation where I work. Where I work in a location, and so I spend those long times away, and I definitely have that feeling that I'm definitely not around as much. So it's definitely something that I deal with as well. But you've been like really positive, and I just love like your mindset towards thing. It's towards everything, whether it was taking the risk, believing in yourself, knowing that for the period of time you're going to have to put in that work. So now you get to, I guess, enjoy the fruits of your labors and spend a lot of time with your family, which I think is amazing. Now there's a lot of new dads that are going to be dialing into this, that are going to be trying to navigate their own way, and every guest that we speak to, they all have a different situation, and they all have so much different wisdom to be able to bring. But from advice from your experience over the past 5 years, what would be 3 takeaway things that you've learned specifically from being a dad with your children? Something that you really value, or a process that you use, or even part of like your mindset of how you approach being a dad. What advice would you give to new dads?
Um, I guess number one is um, believe. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can do. Nothing, just like what everybody tells, you always read that every day. Now, no one will believe you except yourself. Number two is um, everything is possible. Everything is possible. Number three is um, always always use pen and paper. That's what I like. Always
Hold on.
use
So
pen
you're a
and paper.
VA
Like that.
and
It
you
really
always
helps.
use pen and paper. Sorry. No. Sorry, I said that wrong.
Yes.
You were a
Yes.
VA, not you are a VA. You were a VA, and you always use pen and paper.
Yes. RBA. Always the thing on pen and paper is that I'm not sure if it depends on you. It depends on your character. But if you're writing your problem, here's what I'm doing to solve all these things. Like on the left side, I'm putting all the things that I need to solve, like the problems that I have. Okay, here's blah 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 blah. Then on the right side, okay, number one, what should I do to make this happen? Don't make magic. There's no magic. Write down only the reality that that is the solution for this problem number one. And do not before we talk about that, all the problems that I created on the left side, I always do numbers, like what is the most important here. Okay, this is number one, number two, number three. So on the solution side, like do not jump into number two if you doesn't have answer yet on number one, because you put number one there as the most important for a reason.
Mm.
So you should fix that first. What is the solution here? You don't go to number two. Fix that number one first, and have a date, and have a scheduled date. How are you going to solve that? Though that is the best thing that I'm doing for the past 5 years. It really works well. Really works
That's
well.
amazing. I reckon I can bring that into the business, but not only the business. When I come to parenting my son as well, I reckon I'd be like, cool. So what are the big 5 biggest challenges that I need to get him dressed? Do I need to take him to school? He's not eating his food. All right, cool. Number one to 5, and then solutions to that. I reckon that's a game changer there, AJ. Thank
Love
you for
it.
that. That's
So
awesome.
Ken, so you wanted to finish off on something special as well.
Well, look, I mean, but before we kind of go there, I mean, AJ, you've given us 3 massive takeaways to take away and really obviously implement into our lives. And that's obviously for dads all around and all our listeners here. But I do have like really one question I do want to ask you before we kind of close this up. And you obviously had to sacrifice a couple of a bit of time with your kids early on, and now you're able to spend so much amazing time with them now. So what is it that you tell other Pinoys, other people around you, the community? What do you tell them? Because now you're speaking to generally probably a Western audience right now in Australia, New Zealand, the US potentially. Hopefully we'll touch some lives in the Philippines as well. But how do you tell other people in the Philippines to believe in yourself? Because I have family members, my first cousins, some of my closest family members in the Philippines that maybe don't believe in themselves like you do. So what can you tell them?
I I guess believing, it's not, you cannot do it in one day, like overnight. You cannot do that. It's a process. So what I will do is, I will not tell them to believe in themselves. What I will do, I will tell them is explain the process. Explain the process, that is part of the process, because people are not believing into themselves because they are experiencing this, experiencing that. So that's the time the 100% belief, it's going lower, 80, 70, 50, until it gets to zero.
Mm.
Now, if I tell them to believe in yourself, it doesn't work like that. My suggestion is, what I will do is, I will explain to them what is really the process. What is the process means. So if they can understand the process, they can now understand how to believe themselves.
Yeah. Or,
The only thing that the only thing that they can this belief comes into them is only them,
mm,
not us. If we can explain clearly only.
yeah. Awesome.
I guess
I love that, and
that's
that's so cool. And one thing that I like, people are so scared to fail. And I think I've shared this with
yeah.
Brendo before. And I actually got this from my son's storybook, right? I'm reading him a book. He's 8 months old. I'm reading him a book. And I got this from his storybook. And fail isn't failure. When you fail, that's your first attempt in learning. And I love that. Like,
Exactly.
how awesome is that? It's my first attempt in learning, and now I get to learn some more. So let's keep failing until we have all the skills that we need to start an amazing business like yours. AJ, thank you so much for your time. Brendo and I are so appreciative of your time. I know it's late over there. It's late over here too, and I know Brendo smashed down his dinner just before our
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
I'm gonna
That's
have.
time
I'm gonna smash.
management. Right
Yeah.
right on the minute. Oh, excellent.
Oh,
Yes,
I
yes.
love
This is
it.
time management. Getting it done.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yep.
Look. Thank you so much, AJ. It's been absolutely amazing. I wish I had a nice Filipino dinner for dinner. I don't. There's no lechon on the table. I wish there was, but there's not. But maybe soon. I've been meaning to make one over here. Yeah, lechon. I'll invite you over. All right, AJ. Thank you so much. Salamat po.
Thank you, Brendo. Thank you, Ken. I really appreciate this time with you guys, and I'm
Awesome.
hoping we can do this more
Thank you
soon.
so much,
So
AJ.
thank you.
God bless. Salamat po. Salamat.
All right, salamat. Bye bye.